All right, guys, I hope you like playing against Kyler Murray because he's not going anywhere for a good long while. About an hour ago, the announcement came down from Adam Schefter and many others. They're giving him the payday. After an offseason where it looked like, for at least a little bit there, that the Cardinals were going to push back on his contract demands, they haven't. Adam Schefter reports the Cardinals are giving Kyler Murray 5 years, $230.5 million, including $160 million guaranteed. For those of you keeping track at home, Murray is now the second highest paid quarterback in the league per year, $46.1 million a year. And he now also has the second most guaranteed money in NFL history at $160 million, second only to the Deshaun Watson contract. So by either metric, Kyler Murray is now the second highest paid quarterback in NFL history. And there's some stuff to unpack here as a Seahawks fan, and there's also some stuff to unpack here in terms of like a big picture NFL thing. So, as a Seahawks fan, I don't particularly mind this. Kyler Murray's a good quarterback. I don't doubt it. Kyler Murray is a good quarterback, but I don't think he's proven to be a great quarterback yet. He hasn't really done that much in the NFL to this point in terms of like big picture success. He's done some things well, but I believe the Seahawks have actually done fairly well against Kyler in his career. I think that we're like 3-2 against him, something like that. Played some pretty good games against him. So this isn't something that I feel terrible about. And also, it's important to remember the Kyler Murray we've seen over the past couple of years. I don't know if he's going to get that much better than what we've seen, particularly given the fact that he's been given every opportunity to succeed. He's been given great players around him, DeAndre Hopkins. They drafted Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk was a good draft pick, and he's definitely a good player. Now they've gotten him Hollywood Brown, one of his, I believe they played together in college. I know they went to the same college at least. But they gave him the spread offense that he ran in college. So they, like Larry Fitzgerald's dad was saying, they gave him his college offense, every opportunity to succeed, and he has succeeded, but he hasn't looked like one of the best quarterbacks in the league overall. So I don't particularly mind knowing that Kyler Murray is going to be around in my division for a long time because this is on top of the 2 years he had left on his rookie deal still. So it's a 7-year commitment from here on out to Kyler for the Cardinals. So assuming he stays healthy, and you can't really assume that because Kyler has had some health issues, you're going to be looking at playing against him at least 14 times over the next 7 years. That's a pretty significant part of your future plans as an NFL franchise, I suppose. And of course, you're going to be competing against him week to week for the division title, competing against him for just wins in general. So that part of it as a Seahawks fan, I don't mind the fact that one of my division rivals has made a massive financial commitment to a player who is good, but I don't believe he's one of the best in the league at his position. Big picture wise, this needs to be a keen reminder of where we are as a league right now when it comes to dealing with quarterbacks who want to make a lot of money. If you look at Kyler Murray, like I said, you're going to see a quarterback who is definitely good. He's about to turn 25, so there's still some upside there. I'm not going to act like he's completely capped out. But we are talking about a guy here who he's made 2 Pro Bowls. He's had 3 fairly impressive seasons, especially when you roll his running numbers in. But he hasn't had any truly stellar seasons yet. He hasn't had seasons that are on the level of the elite quarterbacks. He has a losing record as a starter. He's made the playoffs once in his career, And when he did, he got completely blown out in that game to the point where things went so badly for him. I feel like his stock dropped from it, even though he actually made the playoffs. And by the way, that year when the Cardinals made the playoffs, Colt McCoy came in for an injured Kyler Murray at points during the season and actually had a good deal of success, which makes you wonder how important Kyler truly is to what they're doing. I've talked about this before, but I think that over the last decade plus, over the last, let's say, 12 years, Kyler is clearly not one of the 10. Kyler's 3-year start to his career is clearly not as good as the 3-year starts to the career of 10 quarterbacks, possibly as many as 15. So Kyler, I don't even think is top 15 among 3-year starts for QBs. So this needs to really highlight the fact that quarterbacks really have these NFL franchises over a barrel right now. This quarterback, who is good, who has had good seasons, he's made 2 Pro Bowls, put up good numbers, 1 Rookie of the Year, has not done anything on the level of an Aaron Rodgers, who has won back-to-back MVPs. He's not done anything on the level of even a Josh Allen, who has won multiple playoff games now, made at least 1 run to the conference championship game, and put up better numbers. He hasn't done what Lamar Jackson has done. Lamar still hasn't been extended, by the way. Props to the Ravens for playing it the way they are. Lamar's won an MVP. Lamar's won a playoff game. And I think this needs to cast a pretty strong light on the fact that if you want premium ability, you have to be willing to pay a premium price. I don't even think Kyler Murray is a premium player, and he got premium price. So I just hope people look at this and they kind of understand that this is where we are right now in the league. If you want to change it, the only way is to get enough good quarterbacks in the NFL to where there are more than 32 starting caliber options in the league. By which I mean not just they're good enough to start, but they're also good enough to start and play well. When that happens, teams are going to be able to start pushing back on quarterbacks who want a lot of money. They're going to be able to say, no, why would I give you this money? There are more good quarterbacks than there are teams. We can just go get this other guy, and we can get you 2 guys in a bidding war, a reverse bidding war, if you will. Or we can just go draft another one because we have faith that we're going to be able to find another one, because maybe we get to a point where the average NFL draft is churning out 5 to 6 good starting quarterbacks instead of where we are right now, where some of these draft classes, some of them don't even churn out 2. So that's what it's going to take, because I think this contract is pretty clear evidence that quarterbacks they can get whatever they want. Kyler is, take the stats out of it, take the on-field performance out of it. Kyler Murray seems to have an attitude problem. Kyler Murray doesn't seem like he's a very good leader. He's played 2 16-game seasons, but in those 2 16-game seasons, he missed significant time of at least a game during the season, including 2020 when he missed significant portions of a game that ultimately cost the Cardinals the playoffs in the final week of the year. And despite all of that, he gets paid. So this is why I didn't really have a reaction when we learned that Wilson's next contract was probably going to be $250 million. Like, yeah, that's how things are going right now. Kyler got $230 million, or a little more than $230 million, and he hasn't won a playoff game. Deshaun Watson got about that much, and he hasn't played football in a year. So that's where we are. And maybe something like this is going to make some people feel a little bit better about the fact that we're not going to have to worry about this for a while. We've got 2 likely not very good quarterbacks on the roster in 2022, and then in all likelihood, from 2023 on, you're looking at having a rookie quarterback who is stuck on that much smaller deal for at least 3 years, as many as 5 if he's a first rounder. So the fact that the Cardinals could not win the staring contest against Kyler Murray, because that's what this was. Kyler Murray wanted his money. Cardinals said no. He writes that ridiculous open letter to the Cardinals front office where he basically insinuates that he's the only reason why the Cardinals have improved over the last 3 years, and acting like he's done something that's actually impressive when, like I said, you can find countless quarterbacks over the last 12 years who have had better starts to their career. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson, Cam Newton, possibly even a guy like a Ryan Tannehill. It's at least comparable. Like, just this list of players. Even Baker Mayfield won a playoff game. And then the Cardinals extended their GM and coach, but not Kyler, almost as like a warning shot to him, it felt like. And yet they have given in. They have given in and given him... It's hard for me to believe he was asking for much more money than this. It's hard for me to believe he actually wanted more. He seriously asked for more money than Rodgers and eventually brought his asking price down. So, yeah, this is the reality of the NFL right now. And it's kind of nice to not have to worry about being part of that for probably the next 4 years minimum. So Kyler Murray's going to be around in this division for a while. Let me know what you guys think about that. Let me know what you guys think about the quarterback market as of right now. I mean, it's a little nutty out there, but it's only going to get worse until we start getting more top echelon quarterbacks in the league. See you guys later.